Hello and Assalamualaikum. I am Ain Syafiqah binti Ruslan. My number metric is 278925. I will explain you more about socio-cognitive theory, which is based on Albert Bandura Bobodo experiment. Albert Bandura was born on December 4, 1925 in Mundell, Canada. According to his biography, the youngest of 6 siblings and the only son. His Polish father moved to Canada when he was a teenager, and his Ukrainian mother was born in Canada. His parents then purchased and managed a farmhouse. Even though neither of his parents had such a strong academic background, they were both interested in learning. Albert Bandura learned 3 languages from his father: Polish, Russian, and German. He was once a successful member of the school board in his settlement region, although living in tough situation. After that, I will go over Albert Bandura educational history. Due to a shortage of teaching staff and reference materials during his school years, he had to study on his own. He then went on to the University of British Columbia in Vancouver to further his education. He is more interested in researching psychology that he is in studying biological science, which is his field of concentration. He graduated from the British University of Columbia with a bachelor degree in psychology and a Bologna Award in psychology in 3 years. 1949, Otto Benton was his professor at the University of Iowa, where he finished his studies. In 1951, he received his master's degree, and the following year, he received his doctorate in philosophy. In 1952, he married Virginia, an obstetrics hospital manager, and they had 2 daughters, Mary in 1954 and Carol in 1958. In 1953, he joined the Faculty of Psychology at Stanford University, and from 2002 to the present, he has been a full-time professor of psychology. Albert Bandura and his colleagues show one method that youngsters learn aggression in the famous and influential Bobodo experiment. Learning happens through observation and interaction with others. According to Bandura's social learning theory, people learn mostly by observing and then copying the action of others. Bandura expects the following events. Number 1, he predicted that children would experience adults behaving aggressively will act aggressively themselves, even if the adult model is absent. Number 2, children who are exposed to non-aggressive adult models are less aggressive than children who are exposed to aggressive models. The non-aggressive exposed group was also less aggressive than the control group. Number 3, children are more likely than opposite sex model to imitate same-sex models. Number 4, boys are more likely than girls to be aggressive. Procedures used in the Bobodo experiment is: each child is examined separately to ensure that their behavior is not impacted by the behavior of other children. The youngest are first taken to the playroom, where they can engage in a variety of activities. The exporter then invites the adult model into the playroom and encourages her to join the activity by sitting at the table. The adult model begins to play with the item after about 10 minutes. Aldous model is in non-aggressive scenarios. Just play white toys and ignore bobodors for the duration of the period. However, if the adult model is aggressive, the bobodor will be shaven. Bobo was placed on his side, sat on it, and repeatedly punched in the nose by the model. After that, the model lifted the pallet, and smacked the doll in the head. The model blew the doll into the air and kicked him into the room while a savage attacked. This pattern of physically aggressive behavior was repeated 3 times, each time followed by aggressive verbal answer. Models use aggressive verbal expressions like kick him and paw in addition to physical aggressive ones. 2 non-aggressive words will also contribute by this model. He clearly is a tough guy and he keeps coming back for more. Following 10 minutes of exposure to the adult model, each kid was transferred to another room with a variety of interesting toys, including those, a fire engine, and a toy plane. Children, on the other hand, are interested that they are not allowed to play with any of these alluring toys. The goal was to instill a sense of frustration in the young participants. At the end of the process, each youngest was led to final probation room. Figures the boss white face painted on them, dark guns, and of course bobodors are among the violent toys in the room. Crayons, paper, dolls, plastic animals, and tractors are among the non-aggressive toys in the room. After that, each kid was allowed to play in this room for 20 minutes while observed assess each kid's level of hostility from behind a one-way mirror. Theory of social learning and cognitive approach. They are using the phrase social learning theory to refer to Albert Bandura's approach to psychology. Bandura proposed the hypothesis that children learn by what they can see in social situations, using the famous bobodor experiments to support up his story. According to social learning theory, children are more likely to emulate individuals that they perceive are similar to them, such as people of the same gender. The idea is that people who care about children would seek therapy for their current conduct. Bandura also theorized that social learning theory and cognitive approach are linked. Bandura says that humans are active thinkers who consider conduct, and that as a result, cognitive process should function for children to be able to observe conduct and decide to choose whether or not copy it. This put into making children in choosing whether to copy, interfere with, or respond in other ways to the activity. Bandura suggests 4 mediation process as factor in whether children adopt other habits while considering the relationship between cognitive and social learning process. Number 1, attention. Models should behave in such a way in which the child sees them. Number 2, retention. The child should remember and be able to remember the model's behavior. Number 3, reproduction. Children has to be able to copy model conduct in order to reproduce. They are unlikely to get out and drive an automobile, even if it is model, because they are incapable of doing so. Therefore, children must make conscious discussion about whether rewards of reinforcement should be used to copy behavior, integrate or experiment wide contribution in different regions. Bandura theory has had an effect on students and teachers inside the field of education. This theory could be used to assist students and teachers feel engaged and learn better. Students and teachers having high self-efficacy set highest goals and are more likely to develop a stronger attitude of dedication to achieve those goals. According to concept of self-efficacy, in this case, self-efficacy refers to students and teacher confidence and ability to perform behaviors that help them achieve a goal. Research can use social learning theory to understand better how aggression and violence spread through observational learning. Positive behavior can also be learned using social learning theory. Research can understand how positive role models can be used to promote desired behavior and enable social change using social learning theory.